back, everyone. It's Mrs. Perry bringing you another reading lesson. So, come on in and let's take a look at what you'll be learning today. Today, you will learn the words sequence, first, next, then, and last. Then, you will listen to our story, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, and work with me to sequence or retell the story. Let's get started. Today, we will be learning about sequencing. Can you say sequencing? Good. So, sequencing is a big word. What kind of word? That's right, a big word for putting things in order. That's it. Sequencing. What's the word? And it's a big word for putting things in order. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that you all have sequenced things before. Don't think you have? Or maybe you just didn't know the word. But don't worry, we're going to practice so that you are amazing at it, and then we're going to read our story. Are you ready? Okay, keep paying attention. Look at the letters below. Let's sequence them. Remember, sequence means to put them in order. On your screen, you should see the letters A, B, C, and D, but they're all mixed up. We are going to work together to sequence those letters or put them in order. Now, these are letters of the alphabet, and even though they're in different order, we can put them in the correct order, or we can sequence them. So, if I have C, B, A, and D on the screen, I want you to take about 7 seconds or so and figure out which letter would come first. Then I want you to tell me which letter would come next. Then I want you to tell me the next letter. And finally, you're going to tell me that last letter. And remember, this is just practice. Okay, so I think everyone had enough time to get that practice in. Let's look at the screen. So we had our letters C, B, A, and D, and we wanted to work on putting them in order or sequencing them. So if I'm saying the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, which letter would come first? Which one of these letters would be first? Would it be C, B, A, or D? I hope you said A. Next, we want to look for the letter that would come after A. So let's act like we're singing the alphabet song. A, B. So what would be next? Right, the letter B. Now we have 2 more letters. Let's sing our song, point to each letter, and then we can find out what the next letter is. A, B, C. So what's that next letter? C, correct. So now we have A, B, C in order. We have 1 more letter that we need to put. And what letter would that be? The only letter that's left, D, correct. So we sequenced these 4 letters, A, B, C, and D, and now they are in order. Now, during that first practice session, you heard me use a few new words, first, next, then, and last. These are words that we use when we're sequencing things or putting them in order. Let's use those words again for our next practice session, just so we're ready when it's time to do it after our story. Let's take a look at this next example. We have a baby, a teenager, an old lady, and an adult. Let's sequence these in order of which comes first, next, then, and last. I'll say take about 5 slow seconds to think about it, then I'll come back. All right, so you've had your slow 5 seconds, right? I hope you had time to put all of these in order. Remember, that big word is sequencing. We really want to focus on using those words first, next, then, and last. Let's take a look at our 4 pictures. We have an adult, a teenager, a baby, and an old lady. Let's sequence these pictures and put them in order. Who would come first? Would the old lady come first? Would the teenager come first? Would it be the adult or the baby? That's right, the baby would come first. Next, we would have the old lady, the teenager, or the adult. That's correct. We would have the teenager. Now, we have 2 more. We have first, next. Now we want then. So after the baby and after the teenager, who would we have? Would it be the old lady or the adult? Correct. It would be the adult. And last, we would have who? Right, the old lady. So let's go back through our sequencing order. We would have the baby first. Next, there will be the teenager. Then, we would have the adult. And last, we would have the old lady. Now that we've had time to practice, I want you to get ready to listen to our story, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, because this is probably my last time reading it. So make sure that you're paying attention because we're going to work together afterwards to sequence our story. The title of our story is The Boy Who Cried Wolf. One day, a boy was watching over his sheep. He was very bored. He wanted to play a trick. "Help! Wolf!" cried the boy. The people of the town ran to help. There was no wolf. The boy laughed. The next week, he did it again. "Help! Wolf!" cried the boy. Again, the people of the town ran to help. Again, there was no wolf. Again, the boy laughed. Then, a wolf really did come for the sheep. "Help! Wolf!" cried the boy. No one came to help. The wolf chased all the boy's sheep away. The boy learned a lesson. People don't believe liars, even when they tell the truth. All right, did you pay attention? I hope so, because now we're going to put in some practice using the information from our story, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, to put things in order or to put them in sequence. Let's take a look at these pictures. What happened first in our story? Did the wolf chase all the sheep away? Was the boy bored and wanted to play a trick? Or did the people in the town come to help? I want to know what happened first in the story. Did the wolf chase the sheep away? Was the boy bored and wanted to play a trick? Or did the people in the town come to help? The correct answer is the boy was bored and wanted to play a trick. All right, now take a look at these pictures. I want to know what happened next in the story, or what happened after the boy was bored and wanted to play a trick. Did the boy yell that a wolf was coming and played a trick on the people more than once? Did no one believe him because he lied? Or did the people of the town come to help him? So you have 3 choices. I want to know what came after the boy being bored and wanting to play a trick. Did he yell that a wolf was coming and trick the people more than once? No one believed him because he lied? Or did the people of the town come to help him? The correct answer is that the boy yelled that a wolf was coming and tricked the people more than once. Let's figure out what happened after the boy tricked the people more than once. Was it that no one believed him because he lied? A wolf really did come to chase the sheep? Or the people of the town came to help him? I want to know what happened after the boy tricked the people more than once. No one believed him because he lied. A wolf really did come to chase the sheep, or the people of the town came to help him. The correct answer is that a wolf really did come to chase the sheep. Now, we want to figure out what happened last, or what happened after the wolf really did come. The wolf ate the sheep, or no one came to help the boy. Now, what happened after the wolf really did come? The wolf ate the sheep, or no one came to help the boy. The correct answer is that no one came to help the boy. Okay, now, finally, let's go in and recap everything using those terms first, next, then, and last. All right? First, the boy was bored and wanted to play a trick on the people in the town. Next, he tricked the people of the town by yelling that there was a wolf. Then, a wolf really did come to chase his sheep away. And last, no one came to help the boy because he lied. All right, everyone. So today, once again, we worked on sequencing and using those terms first, next, then, and last. And remember, sequence is a big word. What kind of word? Good. Sequence is a big word for putting things in order. Now, don't forget any of this information, but stay where you are and get ready for math with Miss Barnes.
Hey there, mathematicians! Welcome to class today. I'm Miss Barnes, and this lesson is designed for students in pre-K and kindergarten. Friends, today we're going to continue looking at our numbers in the teen range, our numbers that are bigger than 10 but less than 20. We're going to work on the numbers 13 and 14 today. So make sure you have something to write with and write on. Make sure you've got your listening ears, and let's get started. Here we are again, friends. I have a mess that we need to count, organize, and model. So first, we are going to take the mess of counters here on the top of my board, and we are going to count them. And you're going to tell me how many I have in all. Are you ready? I'm going to use my pointer finger. You follow along with me and make sure you count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Great job, friends. Next, we're going to practice counting again while I write the numeral under the counter. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I don't know how to write 13. Can you help me? Remember last week we talked about 11 and 12, and we know that 11 is 2 ones. We know that 12 is a 1 next to a 2. And we know that this 1 in 12 means that there's one group of 10 and 2 left over, 2 ones. So what do you think happens when I get to 13? Do you see a pattern? 10, 11, 12, 13? Let's see. I know that 13 starts with a 1. And what's the pattern? What's the next digit in the ones place? So here I have 0, 1, 2. What comes next? That's right, 3. Great job. So 13 looks like a 1, start at the sky, go down to the ground, and a 3. Go around and around, and that's 3. Now we're going to write the word 13. 13, make sure you get your tongue out. 13 starts with a T, H, 13, then an I, R, T, E, E, N. That's how you write the word 13. Good job, friends. Now the last step is to model what we have using our 10 frames and talk about the groupings. So I have already drawn my 10 frames. If you remember last week, I had a really hard time keeping them neat. So I went ahead and drew mine today. If you are drawing them, take a moment now, pause the video and draw yours. Or if you have one already made, grab it, okay? We are going to organize our counters at the top into our 10 frames here at the bottom. Are you ready? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I just noticed, friends, that we didn't write 13 up here. So let's write 13 next to 12 because we had 13 total counters. Now down here at the bottom of our board, we're talking about our 10 frames and we need to find out how many groups we have. So I know that this top 10 frame is full. That means I have 10, right? So I know that 13 is made of 10 ones. Do you remember what else you can call 10 ones? What do we call a bundle of 10 ones? That's right, we call it 110. So you can say either 10 ones or 110. And how many are left over in our second 10 frame? 1, 2, 3. That's right, so we have 3 ones left over. So I know that 13 is the same as 10 ones and 3 ones, or the same as 110 and 3 ones. Great job on that, friends. Take a moment now to get reorganized and clear your workspace so that we can work on our next problem. All right, mathematicians, here we are with the second problem of the day. You'll notice I've already organized the counters into a line, but there's an extra one. So we're going to be working with the number that comes after 13. First, let's count from 1 to 13 and see if you can tell me what comes next. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What comes next? That's right, friends, 14 comes next. But do you know how to write 14? Can you teach me? Great, so let's practice writing the number 14 first. Well, I know that numbers bigger than 10 have a 1 in front of them. Notice this 9 doesn't have a 1, but this 11 does, is made up of a 1 and a 1. One group of 10, 1, 1. So we need to find out how to write 14. Can you look at the pattern of numbers and tell me which one comes next? We know that 14 is a 2-digit number, so it's composed of 2 single numbers. We know by looking at numbers bigger than 10 here in our counting sequence that the first digit is going to be a 1. Do you remember how to write a 1? Start in the sky, go down to the ground, and that is how you write the number 1. Now look at the digit in the 1's place and tell me which one comes next. 1, 2, 3. Which one comes next in the pattern? If you look here, 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, is that the same? So the second digit in the number 14 is going to be the number 4. And then 4 is drawn like that. We're going to do that again. Are you ready? So 4 is drawn down to the right and then down again. 14. Now let's write the word. Are you ready? F-O-U-R-T-E-E-N. 14. Great job, friends. There's one more thing I have left to show you, and that's about our groupings. So let's reorganize our counters into our 10 frames, and we'll get started talking about the groups. All right, friends, let's talk about the value of the digits in 14. So we know that this top 10 frame is full. That means we have 10 ones. And I know you remember, what's the same as 10 ones? When our 10 frame is full, we have a bundle called a 10. How many 10s do we have here? How many full 10 frames? If you said 1, your answer is correct. Great job. Now we have to talk about the leftovers. How many do you see here in this bottom 10 frame? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's right, there's 4. Great job. So we know in this bottom 10 frame, we have 4 ones. That means 14 is the same as 10 ones and 4 ones, or the same as 1 10 and 4 ones. Great job today, mathematicians. I challenge you to find some missing parts of 14. Can you show me how much more you need if you have 6? How many more do you need to get to 14? Similarly, when you think about 13, if you have 8, how many more do you need to get to 13? That's my challenge for you this week. Get ready for Science with Miss Schumacher, and I'll see you next week.
And this is science class for pre-kindergarten and kindergarten, but all are welcome. Today, we are going to study plants and animals. In science, the study of living things is known as biology. Let's get started. Whoa! Junior scientists, where are we? Did you say that we are somewhere cold? You are right. This is a very cold tundra. Do you see evidence that things are alive here? Do you see plants or animals? That's right, that is a polar bear. Where should we go next? Whoa, junior scientist, where are we now? What is this habitat? Did you say that we are in a rainforest? You are right. Take a look around. What evidence, what proof do you see of things that are alive? That's right. You are going to be looking for plants and animals. How is life different here in the rainforest compared to the cold tundra? We have one more place to visit. This place you can find right here in Missouri. This is not the same environment as we saw in the rainforest. We would not see a rainforest in Missouri. Did you say that we are near a pond? You are right. What evidence, what proof do you see of life in a pond? What plants and animals are here? I can tell the difference between plants and animals. Today, we are going to talk about 3 ways that plants and animals are different. The first way that plants are different is movement. How they move. Plants are fixed to soil. Take a look at my plant. Can my plant move on its own? It cannot. Miss Schumacher has to move it. This plant will grow. It will get bigger. The leaves will grow bigger. The stems will grow longer, but it will not move rooms without me. Plants are fixed. They do not move on their own. Take a look at my animal. This is my kitten, Susie. Look at her move. Does she move on her own? She does. She can move place to place, just like that bird in the image. Animals can use energy to move from place to place on their own. Movement is one way that plants and animals are different. Another way that plants and animals are different is how they get food. So number 2, the second way that plants and animals are different is how they get food. Animals eat plants and other animals. Take a look at this baby lion. That baby lion eats meat. That is another animal. And look at that rabbit. It is eating a carrot. That is a plant. Animals eat plants and other animals for food. Plants do not eat other plants or animals. Plants make their own food. Plants and animals are different because they do not reproduce the same way. To reproduce just means to make. Most plants reproduce by seeds. Animals do not come from seeds. That is a way that they are different. Animals reproduce or make other animals by laying eggs or giving birth to babies.
Hello, kindergartners. I'm Claire Hollander, coming to you from the Youth Services floor of the Central location of the Kansas City Public Library. Good morning. How are you today? Today I'm so excited because we're going to talk about windowsill plants. So I put together 3 different plants that you could do on your windowsill at home while you're waiting for spring to come. The first thing I did, do you remember when it got super cold? A few weeks ago I went out and I clipped a forsythia bush. Now you'll need to ask your mom and dad about this. And it was just bare branches. And now look at it. It had beautiful yellow flowers on it. So it's just a hint that spring is coming. I also took celery. Look at that. Do you like celery? Some kids love it with peanut butter. Some kids even put ants on it. I mean raisins on it and call it ants on a log. Isn't that silly? So yummy. Well, this is getting ready. In another few weeks, I'm going to put it in the ground. And then this, I don't know if you can see this. Let's hold this up here. How cool is that? This is a giant sweet potato, and you can see the roots. It's really going down. Pretty soon we're going to start seeing leaves up here. I haven't decided if I'm just going to leave it as a beautiful house plant or if I'm going to put it in the ground and grow some more potatoes. So these are simple things that you can do at home while you're waiting to get outside and dig in the earth. Next month, the Kansas City Public Library, we are going to be putting together some kits for the kids so you can grow your own grass. Isn't this fun? Look at that. All you do, you're going to pick this up at one of your favorite libraries. There's a little disc of dirt. You're going to put it in the peat. I'll show you how to do all of this when you pick up your kit. You'll get all the instructions for how to put it together. But one of the things I did, I think you'll like, I love recycling, don't you? And I don't like all this plastic, but how fun was that? I took 6 of those discs, put them in this little, what they call a clamshell, and I got them all wet, and then I planted some seeds in them and I covered it. So it's like a greenhouse effect there to help those seeds get started. And pretty soon we're gonna have some beautiful seeds that I can plant in my garden. I got these ideas, of course, because I'm a librarian at the library in books. One of the books I got, I just had to get this because it's called the Nitty Gritty Gardening Book. Don't you love that? Fun projects for all seasons. Nitty Gritty. I love it. Out to learn about all kinds of different projects, not only about gardening, but what do you do when you make the plants and the plants grow? Do you want to learn how to cook? We have a lot of books about that too. So, and then next month I want you to look for our YouTube channel. Look, I made a terrarium. Can you see it? This is a ginormous pickle jar. Isn't that fun? And I'm going to show you how to make a terrarium on our YouTube channel. They're real easy to find. All of our STEAM videos are at KC Library Youth. Be sure to visit one of the 10 locations of the Kansas City Public Library where all the children's librarians are just dying to get outside and get all the kids inside. So we hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for learning science today with me, Miss Schumacher. I will see you next week, but don't tune off yet because it's time for PE with Coach H.
Hi everyone, my name is Coach H, also known as Josh Hawk, and I'm super happy to see you guys again. We are in physical education for pre-K and kindergarten. But like I say, everybody's welcome. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day today. You're starting off your day by learning something, and that's awesome. So let's go ahead and we're going to learn some things about physical education. Today we're not going to be doing any drills and we're not going to be doing any exercises, but we're going to learn today about different equipment that you can use in a sports game. Okay? So you don't have to go get anything. You can look later when you guys go in your garage or your basement or wherever you need to see if you have this equipment with your parents. But then you guys can play outside and use this equipment properly, okay? So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you some of the equipment that I have here at Pitcher Elementary. First piece of equipment I have here is a soccer ball. Soccer balls are so much fun. It gets you going and it makes your heart go thump, 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 thump really, really fast. You also need a goalie. You need a big old goal, and then you're going to use this to kick it. This is one of my favorite games to teach because everybody's moving and then everybody's having a really good time. Now, with a soccer ball, let's test your knowledge here. Are your hands supposed to go on the soccer ball? Think about it real quick. No, your hands do not go on the soccer ball. The only person that can put their hands on the soccer ball is the goalie, and he can only have his hands on the soccer ball if the ball is coming towards his goalie. But if you are doing soccer, you have to be kicking the ball. So this ball you can't use with your hands, but you're using a lot with your feet. So that's a soccer ball. The next piece of equipment that we have here is we're going to just go straight to the opposite, and we got a basketball. Basketball is a lot of fun. I love basketball. It's a good sport to play when it's cold outside and you really can't do anything. So you might go to your local community center, you might shoot some hoops, get that heart rate going and everything. Now, Coach H is not that very good at basketball, but I still love the sport. I love the game, and it's a lot of fun. Now, with basketball, is this a ball that I can kick, or can I use it with my hands? Think real quickly. With this, you can use only your hands. Sometimes the players might use it on their feet to try to make sure the person doesn't get the ball, but that's not very, they shouldn't be doing that. So the only thing you should be doing is you should be dribbling the ball just like this, okay? And the cool thing about both of these pieces of equipment, they both have the same term, dribbling. This one's with your feet, this one's with your hands. I'm better with my feet dribbling, not so much with my hands, but you know what? Everything takes practice. So if you're going to practice a certain sport, you got to do it every single day, practice a little bit in between, just practicing those drills. So this is a basketball, you use your hands. This is a soccer ball, you use it with your feet. Next one that I wanted to talk about is this one. Everybody likes this one, especially our Chiefs. I am super happy that they went to the Super Bowl. Too bad they didn't win, but it's okay because we still love them here. We love them in KC. We had a joy watching them play. Now, with the football, you're going to be throwing it with your hands. So there's not much kicking unless you're the kicker and you're kicking it inside the cycles. Okay? This is a lot of fun. The only thing I would like to say when you're using a football is I want you to make sure when you're throwing it, you're going to go like this. You're at the end of the ball and putting your two fingers on the tuft of the strings. Okay? If it's too large, then you're not going to be able to put your two fingers right there. So that's how you can measure if the ball is too small or too big for you. This one's about just right for me. But if it was too big, my hands would probably be way down here. And if it was too small, my hands would be way up here. So you just barely want to touch the strings, okay? And when you do it, you're going right behind your shoulder here. You're looking for that open, and boom, shoot. All right, here we go. Let's go with another piece of equipment. Looking in my goodie box over here. Another piece of equipment that I use in my gym is a volleyball. Volleyballs are so much fun. Now, this is a ball that you're only going to use with your hands, so you're not going to be kicking with it. Cool thing about a volleyball is that it's usually really, really light. So it's going to be really light to throw up in the air. Now, the way that I teach my kids how to play with the volleyball is that when you're using it, you want to have a cup shaped like this, and you're using your hands. This is called a set, just like that. This is also a bump that you can also do with the volleyball, okay? So this is an awesome sport to play. I love playing it, and you can either play it indoors or outdoors. Let's go with another piece of equipment I have here. Another one is Ultimate Frisbee. This is a lot of fun. You might see it at your local park. So there's a lot of people that have thoroughly enjoyed this game, and you might see these cool, like, metal things that you can shoot a Frisbee into, and it goes inside of it. It's a fun game. It's a good social game to have everybody play and everybody's throwing their own Frisbee. Or you guys can all share a Frisbee. Cool thing about it is this is an indoor or outdoor playing game. Majority though, it's played outside. But it's a fun game and it's good with another friend. Let's go with another piece of equipment. This is one of my all-time favorites when playing indoor or outdoor. This is called a racket, and then this is called a bird or a Tweety, okay? The fun game about this is you're going to hit it, and you're going to hold it, the wings of the bird, just like this. It's kind of a weird name, and you're going to hit it just like this, and you're making it go up in the air, and then allowing the other person to hit it. When you play competitively, you're kind of playing just like volleyball, where there's a huge net, and you're going across, hitting it across. Now, with this one, you're only going upward. You're not playing tennis and hitting it like this. So, just don't get those confused. But this is also a really fun game to play. You might ask your local PE teacher how to play this game. Last one I want us to talk about real quick is it's coming up. Let's go Royals. This is a fun game, baseball. Now, I have a bat here and I also have a baseball. This baseball is a little different. The baseballs usually have strings that go around it on the outside, and it's super hard. So if you're gonna play this game, you definitely wanna be in an open area, because if you hit a home run, you don't wanna break a window. So we just make sure we don't do that. Usually you also have a bat or a mitt that you're gonna catch the ball. I don't have that with me right now, but you will also need one of those. But it's a fun game to play with a group of friends. Just make sure when you guys are playing this that when you're using a bat, you guys are a little far apart, because if you're swinging it, you don't want to get knocked in the head with the bat, okay? Let's see, looking for different pieces of equipment to use. This would be an awesome piece of equipment to use. Hula hoop, this is a lot of fun. You're going to be using your hips a lot in this, and it's a good game just to play by yourself. So what you're going to do is you're going to swing it around. Now a lot of people get confused and you just let it go and it goes. It's not going to go. You got to swing the hula hoop and you got to move your hips. Now Coach H is not very good at this, but I'm going to try to get my cowboy stance, like you're sitting on a horse, and you're going to be moving the hula hoop. It's just going like this, it's going to move. So I'm going to try it real quick. I'm not very good, but I have a lot of my pitcher friends that like to do it, and they're really good at it. So let's try it one more time. Twisting it, and there it goes. Now, part of the reason might be that this hula hoop is too small for me. How you can judge that is putting the jump rope down, or the hula hoop down on the ground, and seeing where it is on the ground. Now, if it goes up to your knees or your legs, it's not a very good spot. It needs to go right to your hips. So if it's about right here at your hips, it's a good hula hoop to use. Let's look for another piece of equipment that we can use. This is an awesome one as well. I got all my equipment moving around. Jump rope. I've already did a series about this, how to do a jump rope, but it's a lot of fun. You take this jump rope and it gets your heart rate going, and I love it because on February, I love doing jump rope for heart, and we get moving on these. Now, with the jump rope, you're gonna make sure that you swing it forward and back. So you bring it like this, put it behind your legs, bring it up forward, wait till it hits the ground, and then you jump over it, okay? Now, one thing I also like to mention with the jump rope, just like I mentioned with the hula hoop, is you're gonna step on the strings of the jump rope, and when you pull up, you want the jump rope, the handles, to be about right where your waist is, okay? If it's all the way up here, way too big, and if it doesn't get to your hips, way too small, okay? So that's how you know when you're using a good piece of jump rope. Last piece of equipment that I really, really, really want to get to, and it's probably not my last because I just love all my pieces of equipment in here, but bowling pins and a bowling ball. Love this game. We usually put these out. You have usually 6. You can go to your local bowling alley and you can usually shoot, and it's a lot of fun to have with friends. And if you're just going with the family, a lot of fun. The bowling pins go right here, and usually a bowling ball, they're really heavy. These are super light, the ones I have. What you're gonna do is make sure you put your thumb in there and then your 2 fingers, just like that, and then you're just going to bowl. Remember, you can either do it grandma style just like this and bowl like this, or you can have it towards the side and then bowl like this. It's a lot of fun. It's getting you out and just having you guys do a sport. It's a lot of good times here at doing this equipment. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day.
Hola, mis amigos. Hi, everybody. As always, I want to give thanks to Coach H for having such an engaging lesson. In PE, we get our bodies moving, and now it's time to get our minds moving. So if you take a look at my screen, what do you notice in each of those little squares? We've got one sun, a couple trees, some birds, some ice cream cones, and you also see those numbers in black from 1 to 10. So if you guessed we're learning about numbers 1 through 10, excelente, because that is what we're learning about. Los números, numbers 1 through 10 in Spanish. So before we get started counting our numbers off in Spanish, I actually want to go through numbers 1 through 10 in English. Let's start off in English, okay? I am going to count with you guys from 1 to 10, and I'm going to use my fingers. So as we count from 1 to 10, count with me and use your fingers, okay? So we're gonna start with 1, all right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excelente. So let's talk through these pictures very briefly. So by number 1, we have 1 sun. For 2, we have 2 trees. 3, we've got 3 birds. 4, we've got 4 balloons. 5, we've got 5 little fishies. 6, 6 cups. 7, ice cream cones. 8, flowers. 9, apples. And 10, clouds. Excelente. So now we're going to take a look at some numbers in Spanish, in Espanol. So your task as we go through this is to count with me. Cuenten conmigo, count with me, okay? So I'm going to pronounce the numbers for you in Spanish, and you'll also see some pretty illustrations. And we're going to count out each of those illustrations on each slide. If you get confused, just follow me, okay? Here we go. Starting with uno. Repeat. Uno. All together. Uno. So if we take a look at the illustration to the left, right, we see a sun, right? He's got his glasses on, smiling. How many suns are there? If you said uno, then you're correct. There's 1 sun. Uno. Let's try again with number 2. Repeat after me. Dos. One more time. Dos. Dos means 2. So to the left, we have our illustration. Count the trees with me, okay? In Spanish also. Uno, dos. Correct, we have 2 trees. Let's try it again. Repeat after me. Tres. I know that one's a little bit tricky to the ears. Let's do it one more time. Tres. If you can't quite roll your R's, just say tres. That's okay. I'll give you a break this time. Okay, so now that we know that tres or tres stands for 3, look at our illustration. We're looking at our little birdies, right? They're flying under the sun and the grass, all these wonderful things. Let's count out how many birds there are. Start with the yellow one. Uno, dos, tres. Correct. There are 3 birds. Tres birds. Repeat after me. Cuatro. One more time. Cuatro. All together. Cuatro. Perfecto. So looking at the illustration, we're looking for balloons now. It looks like she kind of let 1 balloon slip off. So how many balloons are there? Let's count it out in Spanish. Here we go. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Perfecto. There are 4 balloons. Repeat. Cinco. One more time. Cinco. All together. Cinco. Perfect. So let's count out our little fishies in the ocean. Okay, here we go. Counting in Spanish. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Perfecto. There are 5 fish in the sea. Let's try another example. Repeat. 6. One more time. 6. Now let's count out our coffee mugs. Okay? 6 means 6. So here we go. Counting our coffee mugs in Spanish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you don't forget the coffee mug that my Bitmoji's holding. So there's 6 coffee cups total, or 6 mugs, 6 cups. There's a ton of names you could call these things here. There's 6 of them. 6. Let's move on. Repeat. 7. One more time. 7. All together. 7. Perfecto. You guys know the drill by now. We're going to count out our ice cream cones. A hint, don't forget my little Bitmoji down there. She's got some ice cream. Okay? Here we go. Counting in Spanish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfecto. There are 7 ice cream cones. 7. All right, repeat after me. 8. One more time. 8. All together. 8. Perfecto. Again, you guys know the drill. So let's count out how many flowers we see to the left in Espanol. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfecto. There's 8 flowers there. 8. All right, repeat. 9. One more time. 9. All together. 9. Perfecto. 9. So now we're going to count out our apples that we see to the left. We've got a mix of green and red. Here we go. En español. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfecto. I waited a little bit to see if you got that one, if you caught the hint. But it's 9, right? So there's 9 apples total. All right. And last but not least, we've got 10, 10. So repeat after me. 10. One more time. 10. All together. 10. Perfecto. So now we're going to count our clouds. And don't forget my Bitmoji there. She's relaxing on a cloud. So we're going to start with her. Okay? She's going to be number 1. We're going to count in Spanish. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfecto. There are 10 clouds. 10. Yay. So now, before we walk away today, I'm going to have you guys do your own treasure hunts. Yes. So, as you see on my slide, you are going to find treasures in your house that match each number 1 through 10 in Spanish, okay? Your task is to find objects in your house that represent each of the numbers from 1 to 10. So, and just in case you forgot our numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here are a few items I got from home. So the first item, 1 water bottle. So this represents uno, 1. Next, I need 2. I need to find 2 items, 2 objects. So I've got 2 dictionaries. 2 dictionaries. For 3, I found 3 pins. 1, 2, and 3. And last but not least, I've got 4 markers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your job is to keep going all the way until 10, okay? Have fun with this treasure hunt. Please have a parent or guardian help you so you don't hurt yourself or get into something, but that's where we're going to leave it for today. I hope you had fun with numbers 1 through 10. On our next lesson, we'll be looking at parts of the body. All right, adios.